show keeps the drama in play. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Where the heroes rise and the legends grow. CJP brings the shots. You know, the EVP show is out of control. Let's go, let's go.
What is going on, everyone? It is the EVP from the EVP show, and I am back again after about a 30-minute break or so. Obviously, I just did my WWE Raw on Netflix recap show. We just wound it down about 30 minutes ago, but I promised you guys a doubleheader tonight because I missed out on the LFG recap yesterday, so I am back to do the LFG recap from yesterday's show tonight. So I had to entertain you folks twice tonight with a double header, with the Raw recap followed by the LFG recap. So once again, we are live again for the LFG recap, and we're live on my Facebook as well as we are live on my YouTube channel, which is the EVP show. And then we are also live on X as well. So thank you to the people that's showing up to tune in. I'm gonna comment really quick. Hey bro, it's 11 p.m. for me. Gonna say goodnight in group chats. Hope it's someday I can watch entire stream. Oh, and we want Coda. Yeah, I just did my Raw stream about 2. I started at 9 p.m. So yeah, hopefully you can catch one earlier. This is my late stream. I just finished up the Raw stream a few minutes ago, or about 30 minutes ago. So good night and much love. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, we want Coda as well. All right, guys. So this is the LFG Season 2 recap show. Obviously, I went back after NXT Heatwave last night and I watched episode 9, which is entitled Fight Back. Really good episode featuring one of definitely my favorite from LFG. She had a very prominent role in the show last night. So I definitely couldn't miss out on doing a recap for that show. So as you know, with LFG, we have the 16 future greats, and they're all vying for the NXT contract, which will be awarded at the end of the season to one female and one male. They will both receive an NXT contract. We can kind of see what LFG elevates these stars to. Obviously, Tyra May Steele had her first PLE live PLE match last night in the mixed tag against Chelsea Green and Ethan Page, which is a really big spot for her. And then obviously the season 1 men's winner Jasper Troy has had multitude already of big matches. He's already had a championship match with Wwe Lfg, and also he's had matches with like Ricky Saints. So yeah, getting that contract's important. Getting the foot in the door. And you just never know when your number gets called. So let's go to your YouTube. I gotta support you, my friend Raymond and Dolpho. Hey, bro, just subscribe to you on YouTube, and I gotta support you, my friend. Hashtag we want cross. Yeah, much love, Raymond. Thanks for the shout out. I saw that you have you reposted my stream from Raw. I'm glad that you hit that subscribe button. And yeah, I'm glad for you to be here. I appreciate it. Much love. So we get 16 future greats and the 16 future greats and the 4 legends. Obviously, that is Michelle McCool, who took Mickie James' spot from last year. Her husband, The Undertaker, the season 1 LFG legend. He's the coaches champion from last year. And then we have Booker T, and we also have Bully Ray. So in this episode, we do see Mike Rome announce the first match, but then the rest of the card, as well as the points that are given away, is done by Alicia Taylor. The commentators during this show and pretty much every show is Vic Joseph and Jeremy Borash. So yeah, so the show basically kicks off, giving us a preview of the matches that we are going to see tonight. And the first match that we're going to see tonight is going to be Tatiana Dumas going up against Summer Sorrell. The Bayou Boy from my home state of Louisiana, Drake Monroe, going up against Chris Allen. He calls himself the West Coast Gangster, Sexy BJ Ray, going up against Trill London, and as Bully Ray likes to call him, Trill Hardy, because he likes to do a lot of stuff for or similar to Jeff Hardy. He has a lot of similarities. And then the main event, obviously tonight, is going to be my personal favorite on LFG, Danny Ray going up against Hayes Jameson. So they just kind of showed us like what was going to happen as far as like match wise, going into the show. But before we get into the matches and stuff, we see Elijah Holyfield in the back, obviously with the training team, and he's talking about how he was doing a workout. I think he was working out with Anthony Luke, and he said he just felt something pop. And Elijah Holyfield has now suffered a torn bicep. So speedy recovery to Elijah. Don't think he's going to be back this season, but definitely speedy recovery to Elijah. And I think that was the injury that put Bully Ray down a number on his team for sure. So definitely a speedy recovery out to Elijah Holyfield, and hope to see him back next year for sure. So Bubba Ray comes on and talks about how it's extreme heartbreak for Elijah Holyfield. He has been enjoying his coming out this season, season 2, which I failed to mention. This episode 9 called "Fight Back." If I did mention that earlier, he said to Elijah Holyfield, he said he had become the Elijah Holyfield that you wanted him to be. And then he asked him why he had his shirt on, which I don't know. That's some sort of running joke between them. But it's good to see Elijah Holyfield in good spirits, and hopefully he gets back well soon, and hopefully he's back for season 3, because I don't think he's coming back this season. Up next, we see Harlem Lewis, and he's in his car, and he's processing the conversation that he had with Booker T. He said that he couldn't sleep the night last night, thinking about the conversation. He's sick of hearing about Shallow Hill, Shallow Hill, and how great Shallow Hill is, and that he needs to just trust in Booker T. Harlem also goes on to say that this is his show, this is his domain, and Shallow is not the alpha, he is. So Harlem is taking that conversation that he had with Booker T and going to apply that going forward. But he thinks this is his show, his domain, and he is the alpha. Said he's tired of hearing about how Shallow made it to the finals last year and how he's the odds-on favorite to win the men's NXT contract this year. So Shawn Michaels comes in and talks about the legends picked their top dogs last week and how they showed why they are the top dogs. He tells the future greats that the question is do you know why you didn't get picked? And how do you feel about it? He said he tells them that they need to get their crap together and good luck because as far as he can tell, they are going to need it. So the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, um doing some motivation to try to get these future greats. It wasn't picked as the top dogs last week as to get them going. See, Raymond says, so my rating for Raw tonight is 7.25 out of 10. For me, the crowd was fire. Yeah, I rated it about 7.5. Anytime they go overseas like that, they get those big crowds, so they sell out fast. I agree. The crowd was absolutely phenomenal tonight. So yeah, Sean tells them they need to, get their crap together, and if they don't, then they're going to be out the door when they start having to make cuts. So Sean definitely not playing around about that for sure. So we see Booker T, who is representing Tatiana Dumas. I'm sorry. He says it's a pivotal moment for her, that she's got to work harder. So it's a pivotal moment for her. She's got to work harder. She can't just sit on the sidelines anymore. That's just not going to get it done. And then it shifts to Michelle McCool, who represents. She's talking to Summer Sorrell, who is that Michelle is her coach. She wants to work on her presence and presenting that presence in the ring. She needs her character to come out and tells Summer Sorrell to go out there tonight and show out. Summer and Tatiana prepare for their match. Summer says that she finds it interesting that Tatiana questions her remembering her spots when she was warned that Tatiana was stiff and had trouble remembering her spots. So obviously, it seems like there's no bad blood between Tatiana and Summer Sorrell. So, yeah, it seems like they don't really have that chemistry, and that it kind of appears they don't really think too highly of each other on how they're working their matches and the things that they're doing in the ring, as far as like remembering spots and stuff like that. So interested to see how this match is going to play out. So we're going to first see Summer Sorrell, who is representing Team McCool, going up against Tatiana Dumas, who is representing Team Booker T. So Booker T and Michelle McCool were announced out to the crowd to watch from the top section. All four judges went out there. It was just them two, Mike Rome. So Tatiana Dumas comes out first, followed by Summer Sorrell. Summer slaps Tatiana Dumas to start the matchup, and then basically runs and hides behind the ropes. Dumas then gets her in a takedown armbar on the ringside, and they're talking about how Tatiana is a very controversial subject. And I think that has to do with her not remembering her spots, or it gets a little rough at times, stuff like that. So Tatiana brings a little bit of controversy as well. So once they get back in the ring, Tatiana rolls her up for a quick kick out. Summer's back in the match. She takes Tatiana's head and just starts pounding it into the mat. So we're starting to see that aggressive side that Michelle McCool is wanting to see out of Summer. She does go for a pinfall attempt at 2. She hits a Russian leg sweep. Summer with a snapmare and a headlock applied to Tatiana. So then she hits Tatiana with shoulder blocks and also a roll up for a kick out. Now we get a takedown by Tatiana Dumas. Summer Sorrell to the ropes. Summer Sorrell with her feet on the rope. Oh, okay, I got it. So what happened? So there was a takedown by Dumas that was reversed by Summer Sorrell. She rolls Tatiana Dumas up with her 2 feet on the ropes and gets the 1, 2, 3 for the win. And the fans are booing Summer Sorrell. But Summer Sorrell comes out with the victory tonight over Tatiana Dumas. She said her and Tatiana are not on the same level. She said, "You want safe, go watch a Disney movie," which was great. She said she's better than all of the female stars in the locker room. So after that, we get Michelle McCool talking to Trill London, saying she loves his smile and his energy, and he knows who he is out there. Says the other coaches are the problem is that the other coaches are struggling to know exactly who Trill London is. He said that everyone needs to be careful that the new Trill is out. He said that he is very real, but he wants to get Trill. So yeah, that Trill London, a lot of charismatic energy, a lot of high flying, but the other coaches are just wanting to see more out of Trill. This is his first season. He wasn't here last season, but he's going to be something to be reckoned with for sure. So BJ Ray says that Bubba Ray Dudley is a complete schmuck. He tells him to be a man of his word. Basically, BJ Ray has been having to work as a face lately, and he does not want to have to work as a face. He wants to be a heel. He said, "I'm a heel, not a baby face," he tells Bubba Ray Dudley. Bubba says BJ Ray works well as a baby face. He said that he wants to be the heel though. So he said, BJ, I'm gonna give you exactly what you want tonight. Bubba tells BJ, he said, "You want to be a heel? Then I'm going to put you in the ring with Trill London, who is a lovable, high-flying babyface. If you can't be a heel against Trill, then you're not going to be able to be a heel, period." Which I kind of agree with Bubba on that, because Trill is very loved by the crowd. BJ says that he's going to make Trill look like $1,000,000 like he always does, and that he is the excellent and top heel. So we get the match. Trill London represented by Michelle McCool versus BJ Ray represented by Bubba Ray Dudley. All 4 legends are watching. Booker T is laser focused on this match because, like I said, Trill London has really stuck out, but for Michelle and then the other 3 legends, like they see it, but they want to see more of what Trill can actually put out there for them, so that they can put him up to that next top level. So yeah, that they're wanting to see more from Trill. So Bubba says that he talking about BJ. He wants to be a heel. Undertaker says, "Well, he's got heat with him." And Bubba's like, "Well, then that's a start." BJ goes up. So start of the match, BJ goes up to the top rope, gets booed. Well, the match hasn't even started yet. BJ goes up to the top rope. He's getting booed, like he is getting that heel heat from the fans. So he tells Trill London to go up to the top rope as well. Trill goes up there, and BJ Ray comes from behind Trill London and gives him a low blow before the match has even started yet. So you can tell that Trill's in a lot of pain. Obviously, the crowd is saying BJ sucks, BJ sucks. Then we get an atomic drop from BJ Ray. Trill London is fighting back, but he hits the spine buster on Trill and then back into a chin lock. Announcers say BJ Ray seeks a lot of attention, especially on social media, which I found to be true as well. Trill so he takes Trill hits a takedown on BJ, and then he goes for a move, but is hit with a clothesline by BJ Ray for a 2 count. Trill goes for a moonsault, but BJ makes him fall onto the top rope in the same spot that he was just hit with that low blow. Taker said that he was working on the private part, the nuts, like that. Yeah, that definitely had to hurt. But then we see Trill rebound. He hits an elbow, and then followed by a moonsault by Trill on BJ, and then we see a drop kick by Trill, and he goes up top and he connects with the Swanton bomb for the 1, 2, 3. Trill London is victorious over BJ Ray, and what was an absolute great showing for Trill London tonight. So BJ is working the crowd, still getting that heel heat. BJ tells Trill in the back that next time be careful with the two punch shots that he had, and if he doesn't, then he's going to beat the crap out of Trill London. Trill says, if you want to do that, then you can just beat me up now. BJ turns around as he's walking away and comes and gets in Trill's face. They have a couple of words, and BJ picks Trill up off the ground and throws him to the ground, which looked like that was not put on. That looks like they really have some hatred for each other. They were eventually pulled apart, and Trill is talking after that, and he said that Michelle McCool told him to fight back, and he called BJ, like, she told him to fight back in the match, like, not like at that instance, but like saying, like, if BJ starts to get rough, like, you may have to get a little rough back with him, like, fight back. Trill calls BJ Ray a crybaby. BJ Ray said that he's the West Coast gangster, and there is not going to be any more Mr. Nice Guy from Mr. BJ Ray. So next up, we see next match we have, and these matches went fast. This show's like an hour. It seemed to just fly by. We see Chris Allen, represented by Booker T, going up against the Bayou Boy, Roxanne Perez's boyfriend, Drake Moreau. He is from Louisiana, and he is represented by The Undertaker. So the match starts off pretty heavy. Drake hits Chris Allen with a shoulder block. Chris Allen fires back with the right hand, but Drake clotheslines Chris Allen. He does a body slam and a quick cover for a 2 count. And then Drake goes for another hits Chris with another clothesline. And then now he has an arm lock on Chris on the ropes. They're saying Chris has to keep this intensity in his matches. That's the one thing that the judges feel like Chris has been lacking this season, is the intensity in his matches. So on the outside, we see Chris and Drake go to the outside. We see Chris throw Drake into the ring post, and then he throws him back into the ring. And Chris Allen, appreciate that, Miami. And then Chris Allen, he throws him back into the ring, and he gets a 2 count. And then he goes back to the arm lock. He is showing that intensity, the Jeremy Borash and Big Joseph said. So Drake ends up rebounding and hitting the choke slam. And then he goes up for the choke slam, but Chris Allen turns it into an armbar submission. So later on in the match, Drake ends up hitting Chris Allen with 2 lariat clotheslines and a big boot by Drake Monroe. He goes for the count, but it kicks out at 2. Chris Allen goes up top, and he is caught by Drake Monroe, who applies the Undertaker-esque choke slam for the 1, 2, 3, and Drake Monroe defeats Chris Allen, the Bayou Boy from Louisiana. Also, if you're not living under a rock, he is also dating Roxanne Perez. So lucky guy. And he is also from my home state of Louisiana. So shout out to Drake Monroe. They call him the Bayou Boy. Undertaker wants to praise Chris so bad, he says. And Bully Ray says that he wished he could put both of these guys over. So this is both of these guys' second seasons, and Drake has shown promise at times. I feel like a lot more than Chris, and to a certain extent, but he just not over. He hasn't been able to get over the top with these judges, and Chris Allen as well. So yeah, Bully Ray says he wishes he could put both of these guys over. After the match, Drake is in the back interviewing, says he likes to have fun and party, being from the South, and that we do from Louisiana, but we'll beat some rear end. So, with the season half over, Undertaker, we switched to getting ready for the main event, and obviously my favorite person on LFG this season. I have quite a few favorites. I love Serena and Xena, and Danny Ray is my favorite on the women's side. I love Charlotte, Anthony Luke. I love P Nasty also. So I have a lot of favorites. But when Danny Ray's on, I do try to definitely tune in. I haven't missed a week of this season yet. So I wish I could have started streaming from the beginning, but we still got halfway to go. So the good part still left to come. So the Undertaker says that he wants Danny Ray to reach her full potential by finding a way to pull out her aggression. Undertaker says, "What I need is the dog in you." To Danny Ray, be aggressive. Danny says Taker is always saying to bring fire out. Whatever Undertaker says, it always helps Danny Ray bring that fire out. Like he truly believes in her. Like Danny says that he recognizes stuff that a lot of the other legends cannot see. I mean, obviously Danny Ray has been super popular since season 1. She made to the semifinals, I believe, last year in season 1, and she's already scored a unanimous point for Undertaker this season as well. So Taker says that he wants her pissed off and aggressive. Undertaker won this last year, so he knows what he's talking about. And once he gets behind someone like he is with Javon Evans on NXT, like your career can skyrocket in no time. She said she wants to shine, and she is going to be. She said she wants to shine, and there's no relentless. Hey, Krista, how you doing? Good to see you tonight. So, yeah, she wants to shine, and she is going to be relentless. Hayes Jameson is talking with Bubba Ray, and Bubba Ray says he wants her to show that she is better. That she's getting better. Hayes Jameson, obviously, she represents Team Bubba Ray. They start making all these jokes. I'm not sure who this is. Brother BKL Contreras, sport entertainment guy. Shout out to everyone in the chat, including the EVP show. Keep up a good work. Keep up a good work on the channel. I appreciate it. And shout out from the South Bronx, brother BKL Contreras, aka sport entertainment guy. Yeah, thank you so much, brother BKL Contreras. Shout out to you as well. Glad you're here. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Appreciate the shout out as well. So, as Hayes Jamison is making her way out to the ring, she obviously represents Team Bubba Ray. The Undertaker and Bully Ray are just making like all these jokes back and forth about Hayes saying that they kind of reminds her of the Sandman. Like she has the ECW vibe where she like looks like she's been drinking before she comes out to the ring. So yeah, they're loving that. Team, yeah, the Undertaker said looks like she's been drinking already. He said after the match he's gonna ask her if she can do the alphabet backwards, which is funny. So next out is Danny Ray representing Team Undertaker, and the announcer says, "Can Danny Ray make that statement?" So to start the match, Hayes Jamison puts Danny Ray down to the mat, pushing her face like like pushing her face down into the mat, and then she also shoves her face into the turnbuckle with her leg. So Hayes Jamison's coming out with that ruthless side. Obviously, they already love like her character, like the way she presents herself. This is her first season, so sky's the limit for Hayes Jamison. I think going into season 3, I don't think she has much of a shot to win this season, to be truthful, but she's definitely a force to be reckoned with, uh, as well as Summer Sorrell going into season 3 for sure. So Danny's fighting back. Um, she put a armbar on Hayes Jamison outside the ring. So we see them go outside the ring. We're starting to see that aggressive side of Danny Ray, the Undertaker talked to her about before the match. But Hayes gets back in control. She's chucking Danny out on the rope. And Bubba Ray and Undertaker said that Hayes has a very good job of making this look believable, which I agree 100%. So Hayes throws Danny Ray down by her hair for a 2 count and then applies the headlock to Danny Ray, and she is yelling at Danny to quit when Danny Ray has got too much grit and determination to fight to actually quit. So now we see Danny starting to kind of hulk up, and her and Hayes exchange blows with that aggressive side, smash mouth offense from Danny Ray with 2 clotheslines on Hayes Jamison. Hayes caught by a trip by Danny Ray, and then she trips. She hits the trip up on Hayes Jamison, followed by the DDT, which she absolutely nailed that DDT on Hayes Jamison. Danny Ray gets the 1-2-3 pinfall. So Danny Ray, she looked good tonight, but all of them looked good in their own way, but was it enough to get the point? But we definitely saw that dog that the Undertaker was wanting to come out of Danny Ray tonight. So good to see that. Danny Ray's my favorite. So, but I have to be a little biased because I'm a content creator. But all right, so we are back from commercial break, and we're going to go to the points for tonight. We're going to start with they started with the women. So Michelle McCool, her vote goes to Danny Ray, who will get her. That's 1 point. That's 1 vote for Danny Ray. And then we go to Booker T, and Booker T agrees with Michelle McCool, and awards his vote to Danny Ray. And then we go to Bubba Ray Dudley, and he said to Hayes, "Your personality is 100% infectious." So Bubba Ray gives the point to Hayes Jamison, or gives the vote. I'm sorry, not the point, because whoever gets the most votes gets a point. So right now we have 2 votes for Danny Ray and 1 vote for Hayes Jamison. So it goes to the Undertaker, who obviously represents Danny Ray, but he is biased at times on who he picks for you know for the vote for that round. He told Danny Ray that aggression that they talked about, he loved everything about it, and that is exactly what he wanted to see out of Danny Ray. And he is awarding his vote to Danny Ray. That being said, with 3 votes to 1, Danny Ray has 3, Hayes Jamison 1. The point on the women's side tonight for episode 9 will be awarded to Danny Ray, which will ultimately be awarded to Team Undertaker. On the men's side, we're going to start off with Booker T. I don't think he started off. I can't remember the order. I just have them all written down. But his vote for tonight is for Trill London. So that's 1 vote for Trill London. I thought he really stood out tonight between all the men. Like, I felt like he stood out the most as well for me. Michelle McCool obviously goes with her guy, Trill London as well. The Undertaker agrees with his wife, and he also votes for Trill London. So we get to Bubba Ray, and he says to BJ, he said, "I put you as a heel tonight, but we just couldn't see you as that heel." And his vote also goes to Trill London. So Trill London with a unanimous 4 votes from the legends tonight. So, and he got his first point of the season, and it was unanimous. So that's great for Trill. And then Bubba Ray calls Trill, when he's awarding his vote, he calls him Trill Hardy, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show. They love to compare Trill London to Jeff Hardy. Like, he's got the purple hair, the high flying abilities, like all of that, all kind of mixed into one. So like I can see it. Trill's got that it factor, and I can definitely see what they mean by that for sure, 100%. So with that being said, Danny Ray gets the point for the Undertaker, and Trill London gets the point for Team Michelle McCool. So the point standings after not week 9, but episode 9. Team Michelle McCool is still in the lead by just a slight margin with 6 points, followed by Team Undertaker with 5 points. And in third place is Team Booker T with 3 points. And just like last year, until like the second half of the season, Team Bubba Ray is at the bottom with only 2 points, which I think were both Bubba Ray's points were awarded to through Zena Sterling, which I'm very high on Zena Sterling this year as well. So after episode 9, the top 2 men's point skitters so far is Shiloh Hill with 2 and Elijah Holyfield with 2 as well, but he is out. Elijah's out with the torn bicep. So Shiloh Hill is at the top right now on points. On the women's side, we have Panina Talipia. That's why I don't pronounce her last name. I'll just say P Nasty. She is in the lead by a good bit. She has 4 points on the women's side, followed by the spicy one, Serena Linton, with 2 points. Danny Ray got her second point tonight, and Zena Sterling with 2 points as well. So that women's side is Panina P Nasty is is up by 2 points, but after that, like Danny and Xena and Serena are all like neck and neck right there with 2 points each. So Michelle in the back talking about how she's been waiting for Trill to get his flowers all season, that he's a star in the making, she said. She said he has all it takes to be a star. And then the Undertaker comes in and he tells Danny Ray that he's seen that pit bull. And this has to be her calling ground going forward. Like she can't be the, you know, the smaller competitor, the underdog. Like she's got to come with that pit bull, that intensity, and she has to bring that every single week if she wants to be this season's winner, for sure. So it shows Danny Ray after the match with Hayes. Um, really wasn't much that said there. But as the show's getting ready to go, like not go off the air, but getting close, we can see Danny Ray's wrapping her hands up with tape. And she said that she is the toughest I'm not going to say that word, in this locker room. She has given up everything to be here. And she says she will be a superstar, and she starts welling away on that punching bag. So everything the Undertaker is implementing in Danny Ray, you can tell that she takes very high regards to what what Undertaker has to say, because she is that relentlessness and that dog is starting to come out of Danny Ray for sure. She said that she found her edge tonight and she found herself. She said, good luck to the rest of the women because they are going to need it. She says she is going to win season 2 and get that NXT contract and be a superstar on the main roster. So after that, it's basically a preview of episode 10. And episode 10 is going to be next, or not next Sunday, this Sunday, because it's Monday, 6 days from now. And I think I may be able to actually, I think I will be able to do my LFG recap next Sunday, because Clash in Paris is going to be coming on at 2 p.m. So it should be over by 6. I can do my Clash in Paris recap, and then I'll have plenty of time to watch LFG and also come back with that. Once again, we are live on my Facebook, on my YouTube channel, the EVP show, and live on my X. I just want to thank everybody again for showing up tonight. I've been on stream for a while. I did my Raw recap at 9 till about 10:15, 10:20, and I was back here live again at 11 p.m. So a couple of shout outs. Obviously, Billy. Appreciate that, Billy and Raymond. Thanks for the sub. Much love. Thank you, guys. Also, and then Miami the Great. Thank you for the repost. And hi, Krista. It's good to see you. And then special shout out to brother BKL Contreras. Doing a big shout out to the EVP show. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And to all the people that showed up to listen to 2 streams tonight, back to back. So with that being said, that is the end of my LFG recap, episode 9. It was a good show. I love seeing these future greats develop week to week, and it's just become one of my favorite weekly episodic shows. I'm just a huge LFG fan. So with that being said, I'm going to leave you guys with my outro video and my thank you message, and I will be back to tell you where you can find me on my socials and what I have coming up next.
CJP's your guide, let's start the show. Tag teams picking, faction shaking. He's got the scoop for moves they're faking. Built on the line, dreams on display. The EVP show keeps the drama in play. It's good. Let's go where the heroes rise and the legends grow. CJP brings the shots. You know the EVP show. It's out of control. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the outro video. I just want to say thank you guys so much. I'm like exhausted now. I did promise you guys a doubleheader, and I've delivered the best that I could do tonight. Hope so. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Obviously, I was live earlier with my WWE Raw Netflix recap at 9 p.m. and then I came back live for the LFG episode 9 recap from last night. They aired last night, so I wanted you guys to have that LFG recap this week as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and thank you guys on my Facebook, my YouTube channel, and my X. You can obviously find me on X at EVPCJP, Instagram at EVPCJP as well, and then most importantly on my YouTube channel at the EVP Show in all uppercase. If you guys, I appreciate all the comments, especially in this stream and last stream. I had a lot of comments, and then hit that like button. If you guys don't hit the like and subscribe button, especially hitting that like button and comments, it gets my streams into the algorithm, and I appreciate that so much. So, also you can find me on TikTok at Brady DA Goat 21, and then on Facebook I'm CJ Perry as well. So, what's coming up for me? I will be back tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern with my weekly NXT recap. As soon as the show goes off at 10, I will be live at 10:30 to give you guys the recap of NXT tomorrow night, and it should be a good show. We're going to see Blake Monroe going up against Kalani Jordan. We're going to see Miles Bourne and Alexis King in a blindfold match. We're going to see Fatal Influence going up against Lola Vice, Sol Ruka, and Zarya. So we're in for a good NXT show tomorrow. And what's the fallout with Ricky Saints and Ova Femi? So join me tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. Eastern on my NXT recap. I'll be back live. The rest of the week is a little murky at this point. I will be we'll be doing a Clash in Paris prediction show either Wednesday or Thursday, and then Friday I don't have the time yet, but I will be back for the SmackDown recap. I missed last week, but I will not miss this week. And then Sunday, I will be back again alive for a double header. I will be back sometime, I would say maybe 7, 8 p.m., something like that, Eastern, for the Clash in Paris recap. The big WWE PLE that's coming up this Sunday. And then after that, I will be back again at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for the LFG recap. So that's it for me tonight, guys. I'm exhausted. I'm worn out. Time to get some rest. Got to do a little bit of promoting for tomorrow's show, but I thank you guys for showing up tonight to both streams. And I will see you guys tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for my NXT recap. And thank you guys so much again. Love one another. And this is the EVP from the EVP show, and I'm out.